Happy New Year's if you celebrate the New Year's during January. I have a breakdown of the history and the herstory of New Year's, a little brief esoteric breakdown if you're interested in that. Moving on to this full moon energy, which happens on January 6th, and that is the full moon in Cancer. And that is in the second decan of Capricorn. And that is ruled by the Three of Pentacles or the Three of Diamonds. So this is the first full moon of 2023. So the previous moon was the Two of Pentacles. And I like to think of that as a person that is juggling between two different ideas or two different aspects of themselves. Now with the Three of Pentacles, after making that decision of which way you want to go and where you want to focus your energy on, now it's time to build. This could be coming together with groups, coming together with just a project that you've been working on. Maybe you have been deciding between several different projects or relationships or whatever it may be, that you're finally making that decision and now you're ready to build and move forward. This typically deals with outside parties and coming together to form something or to build something that requires a great deal of teamwork and effort. If you're working solo or just focusing on your solo journey as far as relationships go, this is just you really focusing on the fundamentals of building this new relationship with yourself or building this new project. I'm reading from my blog post. You can find that link listed down below. So for the next 2 weeks, there will be a completion of something that you have previously started. So this is echoed in the Three of Pentacles energy. Opposite of this full moon will be Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, trining Uranus. And that will add a little bit of rapid energy and a positive spin to this overall full moon. So with this full moon that takes place in the second decan of Capricorn at 16 degrees on January 6th at 6:06 p.m. So we have 666. So before you get really upset, 666 only deals with matter. And that's talking about the physical construct of this world that we see. So with the revision of our vision, it's like we're looking at things with a spiritual lens, instead of looking at what people would say is really there. So the eye of faith, I've been talking about that here and there, about the eye of faith, which is the first eye. You should see things through the filter of the first eye before you see with your physical eyes, the way how we see things in the 3D world. Another note to focus on is the Sabian symbol, which is a man before a square with a manuscript scroll before him. So a manuscript, script, focusing on that word, man and script. What we script out in our lives. I also see this as DNA. What is being expressed through our DNA. We can literally change our DNA. There's many scientific studies about how the way we eat, how the way we control our diet and our energy, meditation, all of that. So we can change our genetic blueprint that may have been handed down to us from generations before, from our father, from our mother, and from other family members. But through science and through meditation, the ancient sciences, that we are able to change the circumstances. With a manuscript, that speaks to us being able to write and script our reality. With a square, a man before a square. A square is an esoteric reference to having something solidified, like you're building something that is strong and sturdy. This is the last activation of Capricorn. And Capricorn deals with structures, as well as 666 is the number of man, is the number of matter and reality. So we're reconstructing our belief systems as well as our DNA during this full moon activation, where we have the masculine expression and then we have the feminine expression. And these two feminine signs, where you have the mother and the crone energy, happens to be under the umbrella of 7. When we look at 2023, it reduces to the number of 7. And 7 is connected to luck and abundance, but it's also Jubilee. And Jubilee is a clean slate. Things that have been out there before, things that we have done, things that we maybe have not been too proud of, or even circumstances generationally is being erased. So any cosmic or spiritual debts that we owe is being eradicated. The unfolding of the next 12 months. But it starts here and now. It actually started with the solstice. Some of that energy started to come through during the solstice, but now it's solidified with this first full moon. I'm really drawn back to this man before a square with a manuscript scroll before him. And I look at the number 666 and I think about the number 7, that this is really literally like a new generation that is being formed and built. And what I see like a cube, almost like a Rubik's Cube, where you have to turn and move parts around, like a hidden puzzle that we have unlocked in our DNA for this generation. And it's not really necessarily like about age, it's more so about this generation that we're living in right now, that seal has been broken. Number 7 deals with the 7 seals. The 7th seal that's being opened, so that people that are alive now, that are really raising their vibration and their frequency, that they're unlocking that seal so they can bring in something inaudible. It's something that is just completely new for lifetimes to come. Before, they would take scrolls, like a royal scroll, and they would put the royal seal on there. And that royal seal is like the approval of the king or queen, but typically the king. So you have been approved by the king, and it's not an earthly king, and it's not really connected to any type of religion. Like, you have been approved royal. You have been approved that you are the monarch of your family. You are the one that is helping to usher in this new energy. You are the one that has been chosen. You are a divine one to help raise the frequency of the world. I'm getting a little scratch in my throat, but I just know that I am speaking directly from spirit, and spirit is speaking directly through me. And things are really changing. It could be the way how we communicate. It could be the way how we see and view things. Actually, I know for sure. And the way how we walk and present ourselves. And with this Cancer new full moon, it happens at the 16th degree of Capricorn. So 16, once again, is another number 7. And that energy is going to keep popping up over and over and over again to remind you that you need to stay on that straight and narrow path, because it's a great deal that's riding on it. You cannot afford to trip up. You know, I'm really thinking about the royal court. Like the royal court, they hold themselves to a certain standard. And it's not about appearances as far as like, oh, let me just look this way and sound this way. It's like literally they embody it. So that way, wherever they go, whatever they do, that light shines through them. You can tell that they are of royal court. And for those that have been on a solo journey for a while, that's good. Don't feel bad about that. Okay? Because you had to walk solo so that you will not be distracted by outside stimuli. So you won't be distracted by having to uphold an image or having to people please. Being an empath, you know, sometimes that can happen. Being an introvert, really operating in your mental and emotional space, that you can feel when someone may expect something from you, or you may have let someone down, and that could influence your spiritual connection and journey. So walking by yourself for a while, perfectly okay. Now you will start to pick up on different vibes and energies that are pulling at you, and some of those could be bad, but some of those are good. Some of those are part of that 3 of Pentacles energy, teamwork, and your soul family coming in. And I paused on that word solo because I was really thinking 2 different things. Of course, solo, like you're by yourself, but so low, like so low under the radar that it seemed like nobody knew you even existed. This could be your social media presence, but now it's starting to increase. This could be that like no one really noticed you, like you were just like a fly on the wall, and you maybe felt bad about that. This could also have been so low that your frequency was very low because you felt lowly. But now you're raising your vibration. You don't have to walk so low. You don't have to be so low on the radar because your light is permeating through you. So of course, I'm going to pull from my latest Oracle deck, the I Am That I Am Divine Guidance cards. You can find that link listed down below, as well as I have some new oils over in the shop and some other little goodies. So let's see what's coming up. All right. I am forgiveness. Okay. So the gift of forgiving, and it's not just for the other person, because it's not like you're really letting them off the hook, if you're really forgiving them. That's more so to help you feel better about the decision that you're making when we just let people off the hook. But this is to give yourself, it's to give yourself the gift of relieving yourself from the pressure of whatever this may be for you. Like, it says here, you have been forgiven, so be forgiving. Forgiving. You have been forgiven to be forgiving. And that comes from Ephesians 4:32. So with that, when you give forgiveness, you are really giving the burden back. That's more so how I see it. It's like you're no longer carrying around that heaviness. It's not really for that other person, because that person could not even be in this world anymore. You could never even see them again, but it relieves the burden off of you. Like I should be pulling from this Lenormand deck. Okay, let's see. We have the bear, a big burden to carry around. You know how heavy a bear is. Also too, territorial, overprotective. And when I went over there to go pick up the cards, this was one that came out. I knew it was going to come out. The judge, like being judgmental. And that judgmentalness may come from this heavy burden. So you may be afraid to let other people to come near you or to even speak to you because of this heavy burden that you have been carrying around. But the divine spirit says, give it back to me. Give it to me. Ooh, I feel that. I feel that. Give it back to me. Let me transmute that energy. Let me turn that pain into pleasure and happiness and praise, okay? I will turn your sadness and your sorrow into tears of joy, okay? So with this energy, you have to lay your burdens down by the riverside. So that riverside is just, maybe it's symbolic for you, but overall it's like where the people would go to take care of their needs, bathing, a drink of refreshing water, to cleanse themselves. Well, I already said bathing, but everything came down to the riverside, because without the living waters, they could not live. Without you laying down your burdens at the riverside and allowing the river of the Holy Spirit, the Spirit, your angels, fill in the blank, to cleanse that negative energy, you won't be able to go to the next phase of your spiritual evolution and receive these major blessings. One other thing about the bear energy, it felt like always to me that it was Jupiter, and that it was like a jolly, big, huggable bear that will bring big, huge blessings. And that's what I really do feel. Like, another thing you have to realize is how blessed you really are. With that Judge card and the Bear card, it's like you are already blessed anyway. Like, be grateful for what you do have, and also laying down your burdens and tapping into your first eye and working on yourself, your inner world, that these blessings are sure to come. Like, not even about really money, but like big blessings that will be so overwhelmingly beautiful and flourishing, like a garden. I see a big, huge, beautiful garden. This just feels like really good energy. It feels like the tone of 2023. So anyways, you guys, I can just go on and on and on. You know how I can be. So check out all of the products that I have listed down below, as well as I will be doing a 2023 like general energy overview. Still working on it though, and I thank you guys so much for your continued support. You may hear my children in the background, of course, but I'll talk to you guys later. This is Minister Ashley. Many blessings. Peace.